Okay, so this takes us to today's chart, and this is kind of unpracticed territory, so I'll do my best to explain this. This makes it easy. We've got the same thing, the modal chord system I made up. I figured it out. I made some mistakes, but I got it. And remember, shapes like 4, 5, 6 came about because of the capo, or the fret nut, and I had to do the long patterns for that. And then I realized the long patterns were actually a pattern off of each note. So each one of these, each note in the scale has its own box now. Easy chords. So let's look at the A5 pattern. It's a Mixolydian pattern. It's the A shape, similar to the regular caged A shape. A shape C. That's the barred pattern, the short pattern. But if you had a capo there or a fret nut there, and you couldn't play that, or we could play it down here, same thing, right? This just keeps it in the key of C, but you can do it in any key, because remember, any note, for instance, your low E note, which is right here, can be one of 7 different keys, right? What is E the third of? E's the third of the key of C. So you just look at what the dot note is the third of, and it's the third of the key of C, second of the key of D, it's the root of the key of E, it's the 7th key of F, it's the 6th of the key of G, it's the 5th of the key of A, it's the 4th of the key of E, okay, and once again it's the 3rd of the key of C. So you can play these shapes from the open string just in 7 different keys. So if we were looking at your guitar which has the fret nut right here, that E you could play in all those keys. So let's say you wanted to play in one of those keys that we just looked at. Now obviously all of those keys are the key of C. The dot scale is the key of C. So you can play open chords in any note, any scale tone in the key of C. For instance, an F. So if you wanted to make that E the 4th, right, you could play an F. Okay, rather you could play, if you're making the E the 4th, E is the 4th of the key of B. Okay, so you'll be playing in the key of B if you play starting on the 4th here, 4, 5, 6. Now keep in mind, 4, 6 root is the magic, the easy chord, right? So we would start down here. We're going to do the long 4, so it's going to be 4, 6, root. Notice my finger is right below that yellow note, which means it's on a B. That's the root. So we play the 4, the 6, and the root. That's the bottom 2 strings. Now look at the top, the next 3 strings. We're going to go 4, 6, root again, okay? So how are we going to do that? Because we've got to find our E rather. 4, 6, and root again. That's the easy chord. So we're going to start on those. That's the hint for the starting point for the for the cut out, cut in, or pattern in, the pattern 4th modulation, okay, which is going to be the root chord there. So that's the way we would play it in F. If we look at it, let's see if we could do a little more in F. So we're in the key of, sorry, I called it F. It's the 4th. we're in the key of B. So we would just simply, and this is like a back step, but it's very important. We could start our Lydian scale there. 4, 5, 6, 7, root, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root. Now normally we would go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root. Okay, that would be in the key of B. We would go. Okay, so that last one's important. Anyway, so our top one would be, because remember we're in the key of B there, so it'd be a Lydian. So it would sound like, it would have a Lydian sound. So the B would go like this. We follow the key of B. We would go. Okay, try that one more time. Alright, so we should be stopping at a B there. Okay, that just sounded good because that's an A. I thought that was a B, but my A came out too dark and now I can't tell the difference between an A and a B. But that's what that was. Actually, it's like that. Okay, so we find our B, we go. Alright, so for play away, that's 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's count them. 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, it's hard to do but you can play it in any key. It's just that when the Lydian fourth, when you play it right, it just sounds wrong with the augmented fourth. So that was a tough example. Okay. Now, there's substitutions involved, but what I want to show you, the difference here, we got the easy chords. Alright, so this is 5, 6, 7. The easy chord is going to be 5, 7, 2. Now, don't confuse the string shape, 5, 6, 7, which is your A string shape. It's a long string shape. Don't confuse that with 5, 7, 2, the easy chord, which is your G major triad. Okay, so this would be where you start that 5, 7, 2. That's string 1, string 2, right? String 1, E string, string 2, A string. Then D string, you'd go 5, 7, 2. So it's easy. All right. So let's see what we got here. We have 5, 7, 2, and the 5, 6, 7. I'm going to put the capo over here so I'm in the key of C. So we got 5, 6, 7. There's our 5. Now the G string is going to have what? The magic chord is 5, 7, 2. Here's our 7. We complete the 7 root, left side of the string shape, and then we go to 2. D string shape. So it's